Hello, and very happy to see you on my channel. This video, we give you a piece of breaking news. Lady Colin Campbell has told New Magazine that Kate is desperately sad after being betrayed by Meghan's tell-all book. The world was rocked by the shocking extracts from the upcoming biography Finding Freedom about the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's departure from the royal family. And royal insider Lady Colin Campbell has told New Magazine no one is more hurt by the book's damning claims than the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge. Written by journalists Omen Scobie and Carolyn Durand, the explosive book takes aim at Prince William and his wife, labeling Wills a snob and implying Kate was frosty with Harry's new girlfriend Meghan Markle. Detailing how Wills gave a pep talk to his loved-up little brother, urging him, "Don't feel you need to rush this. Take as much time as you need to get to know this girl," it claims. In those last two words, this girl, Harry heard the tone of the snobbishness that was anathema to his approach to the world. And now Lady C says the revelations have shaken the royal family. "I am told everybody is extremely upset that William is not a snob. He would have said the same thing had she been the daughter of a duke," she says. But since Harry has been with Meghan, they've sought every excuse to find a reason to be resentful of everybody and everything. Royal expert Duncan Larcombe agrees. William and Kate will have lost a lot of sleep over this. You could argue it's perfectly legitimate to take your brother aside and say, "Don't rush into anything." But for that to be portrayed as him being a snob is a very extreme view. I know William will take that to heart massively. It's a far cry from the days when the two couples were dubbed the Fab Four, with Kate, Wills, Harry, and Meghan snapped at polo matches, and Kate and Meghan attending Wimbledon together. And there's no doubt Kate will be hurt by the comments, not only about Wills, but the book's suggestion of her own frostiness. One extract claims the two duchesses' relationship had struggled to move past the distant politeness of when they first met. Their cordial but distant rapport was apparent when the pair appeared alongside each other at the King Power Royal Charity Polo Day the previous summer. While the doting mothers were photographed next to each other with their children, the two appeared to barely exchange a word. It's no surprise these comments have enraged Lady C. They have definitely characterized and misrepresented William, she says, and Catherine is herself irrespective of who she's dealing with. This is a big sticking point with the Sussexes. Meghan requires everybody to fawn over her. "I think Kate will be desperately sad by the book," adds Duncan. "It does represent an enormous missed opportunity for Meghan. There was plenty of time for them to form a bond and be a support for each other in what is a very difficult role as a royal wife. But Harry and Meghan couldn't get away from Kensington Palace fast enough." The authors of Finding Freedom, which is being serialized ahead of its release on 11th August, says they spoke to more than 100 sources, including close friends of Harry and Meghan's, royal aides, and palace staff, who have given insight into the pair's growing resentment towards the royal family. It also charts the prince's deteriorating relationship, claiming the couples were hardly speaking at a Commonwealth service in March. An extract reads, "Although Meghan tried to make eye contact with Kate, the Duchess barely acknowledged her," while another argues it was Harry who drove the decision to quit the firm. Harry felt very constrained. He wanted to be able to speak to his grandmother and his father, but constantly found aides blocking his path. The book also alleges that, having complained of press intrusion since her marriage to Harry, Meghan actually tipped off the paparazzi while she was starring in Suits, although Lady C says, "I suspect more recently than that. Old habits die hard." Meanwhile, discuss, is Meghan a fraud? A royal expert has shared on the Quora. She said, "My opinion is that she has always misrepresented many truths in her life to get ahead socially and professionally. While perhaps some of this is understandable when pursuing a Hollywood career and fame, it became a problem for her when her networking brought her all the way to a meeting with Prince Harry. Networking and the embellishment of her acting career to get ahead in Hollywood's Tinseltown of phonies was a dead-end quest for an unknown actress hopeful. Almost all of the actors and actresses who are considered as celebrities today did not need to break through to receive opportunities, as they usually were related to other well-connected families in the industry. Meghan has a dad who introduced her into acting, and let's give him credit, as he became an award-winning light director, but even so, his credentials and jobs in this arena were not high enough in their pecking order to open doors for Meghan, so she married a Hollywood director to open a few doors. However, her opportunities would still have been elusive. She did, as is well documented, nail a role in the series Suits. Afterward, she coldly dumped her director husband when she felt more of a celebrity and began to gain scant recognition and some better connected group of acquaintances. However, prior to her engagement to Prince Harry, she was an unknown in America unless you had heard of Suits or watched it. I do not know anyone that knew her prior to her engagement or even knew her name. Suffice to say, she wanted desperately for years to gain celebrity status. In every regard, Suits was a low-rate cable series which did not serve to open any future opportunities for her, and she knew her age was becoming a huge liability to acquire acting roles that would usher her into the celebrity status she had so desired in Hollywood. Subsequently, while she was living with her well-known chef boyfriend, she obviously began to utilize some of her quasi-connected resources to aid her search for acting roles or wealthy English men, which I believe a good source has stated to the press correctly. I'm sure when she landed a date with Prince Harry, she was shocked and dove full steam into his world, embellishing a few things along the way. I believe her longtime friend from childhood, who stated that Meghan had obsessed with Princess Diana and her sons for years, was a truthful statement. Also, Prince Harry joined one charity and Meghan would join the same charity. Were her interests in these charities valid interests or quests to network into his world? I believe she networked into his world just in case it might bring her into his orbit. So when she stated in her first interview she had no real knowledge about him, it became rightfully a qualified lie that began the British scrutiny of her intentions. I doubt she realized that the UK media would catch her misrepresentations, and there were more than a few, such as her recorded statement that she paid for her own education. Expensive as it must have been, this is totally a false statement, and I rather doubt her dad was lying about paying for all of it, so she had to freeze him out of her life too. Due to the British people in the UK who loved their prince, notice became focused on her character and frequent misrepresentations, and this is more touching and sad than it is intrusive. In my opinion, it was the same reason the media in the UK took notice and had every right to do so. Her dad and the letter she wrote him to hurt him, and instead of showing compassion towards him, she obviously used her same network of celebrity associations to defend herself in a collaborated by Meghan defense and printed out for the world to read. I believe her dad, who stated he redacted much of her letter, as the words she wrote pained him and showed no intention to him to repair their relationship. But whoops, that is not why she started the lawsuit. She started it because she had to take cover from her misrepresentations somewhere due to what her celebrity friends had stated, and where best to do that than in a legal case, where she could hide and cover her untrue stories due to confidentiality laws. She was also doing all she could to stop the entire letter from being published. I have concern for her dad, as he is ill and has been mistreated by his daughter, and has with the utmost integrity tried to defend himself, which is right, to clear his own tarnished reputation, courtesy of Meghan Markle. I doubt Prince Harry knows the truth of much in her life regarding her father, as I cannot fathom him supporting her actions against him otherwise. In summary, I believe in many respects that Meghan Markle defrauded herself and does not know how to reverse it. How can this marriage last within all the controversy she herself mostly created? This question does not even consider her ongoing and growing ties to a very dangerous American group of progressive American politicians and other liberals with a woke agenda of destruction that, if fully understood in the UK, should cause a reasonable concern of fear for a prince so loved there and his future with Meghan Markle. What is very true in all of this is that Meghan Markle will never stop in her maneuvering to gain and keep the recognition and power she has desired all her life. Do you agree with me? Please leave your views for me in the comment section below, and everyone can discuss together. Remember to like and share my video for anyone you think might also be interested. And subscribe to the Sussex Daily News channel to get more news from the royal family. Now, good night, and see you tomorrow.
Meghan is envious. Her mind is full of gloomy sky. The rivalry has turned the cards upside down about Meghan's personality and moral dignity. She concealed her treasury in her heart, but for so long had been honed and corroded, revealing the virtues that she had only long used behind her back. Meghan's current job now, not to groan and weeping for others to pity, Meghan needed to do so was to close her penance